Shalom, shalom, hola, aloha, bonjour, assalamu alaikum, osio. This is your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping new content. Leave a comment and interact with me. Thank you. I really do appreciate your viewership. Let's jump into another one. I want to try something new. I told you how I've been studying and learning about this new AI technology, and I'm working on incorporating it into my videos so I can help my channel grow. All right, so over the past few days I've been working on something, but bringing this idea from out of my mind, and I'm using AI to assist me. So this idea, I've actually had this concept in my mind for over a year now. All right, it could be 3 years, but I would say I've had this concept in my mind for over a year. All right, so it's a story. I want to say it's like an anime type story. All right, so I'm taking a little inspiration from here and there, from some of the games I played when I was younger, some of the animes and shows I've watched when I was younger growing up. So I took some inspiration from a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I kind of incorporated it into a story of my own that I'm trying to experiment with this AI to help me bring this story to life. All right, so take a journey with me. Hopefully you like it. Let me know. I really love to hear your opinion about it, and if you like to hear more. All right, so it's gonna take a little bit of work, but let me break it down for you. All right, so it's pretty much a show or anime about a main character, a guy named Zai. Zai Moore Cherokee. All right, so he has powers. He's in a world where people have powers. So it's something like, I'm not sure if you ever watched like My Hero Academia, or if you've ever seen Static Shock. All right, so I'm taking inspiration from Static Shock. I'm taking inspiration from Streets of Rage. I'm taking inspiration from Yu Yu Hakusho, inspiration from Demon Slayer. All right, so I'm taking inspiration from all of these places, and I'm trying to put it together. All right, so he has powers. He's in a world where people have powers. All right, but anybody who has a power or like a superpower, there's a downside to it. There's like a backlash, or there's a cost to using the power. All right, so imagine if you've ever seen the anime My Hero Academia. There's a character named Dabi. His power is he can create fire, flames, but the downside is he's not resistant to his own flames, so he can technically burn himself to cinders by using his own firepower. All right, so that's a little bit of the inspiration I have with this concept. So anybody who has a power, there's a backlash, there's a cost, there's a downside to using said power. All right, whatever it might be. That's one of the main concepts. So Zai, his power is lightning, but the downside to his power is, I would say, I like to call it dream lightning or sleep lightning. All right, so imagine the character Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. If you're familiar with his character, when he's awake, he's kind of like all over the place. He's not really reliable. He's kind of fidgety. He's kind of kind of weak, kind of cowardice. But when he goes into a unconscious state, he becomes an incredibly skilled fighter and a warrior. All right, incredibly adept. So that's kind of the concept of where I got the sleeping lightning powers from, and also got it from my childhood when I was in my dreaming. Pretty much when I would dream, how I would be able to conjure this lightning. All right, let me know down below if you like to hear some of the stories about the dreams I had when I was younger, or if you would like to hear about some of the paranormal things that has happened in my life, let me know down below in the comments if you'd like to hear those stories, all right? But his dreaming lightning powers can only awaken when he's unconscious. So when he's awake, he's not as efficient, he's not the warrior, he's not the heroic character that the story needs him to be. But when he's asleep, that's when he awakens. Kind of like Yugi kind of like Yu-Gi-Moto, if you've ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh. When he gets into a duel, he awakens his power, and that power gives him the presence of the Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? And the Pharaoh never loses. So I kind of got some inspiration from that as well. So that's where the dream lightning power comes from. He's efficient in hand-to-hand combat. So he fights. He street fights, kind of like Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho. All right. So he kind of has that personality when he's awake, kind of like a cross between like a Yusuke and maybe a little bit of a Zenitsu. But you know, he doesn't have that cowardice trait, but he's more like nonchalant, reluctant. He's kind of quiet, keeps to himself, and stays out of the way for the most part in his conscious life. All right, but he fights. He gets into fights. So at night, when he gets into fights, he awakens his power, and it's like an alter ego. I want to go over his move set before I play the few minutes of story that I have for you, all right? So I want you to jump into this world with me. But his move set, he has one move, which is one of his favorite moves, called Bloody Knuckles. It's a 6-piece punch combo. His other move that's used more a defensive or a reflexive or parry type move, I will call it Pocket Tornado, which is a powerful reflex hit, which he often does unconsciously. Also, another hit, his most powerful finisher, physical finisher, is called the Shut Yo Shit Uppercut. It's a powerful punch finisher. All right. And then his lightning finisher, which he uses his lightning powers, is called the Fate Decider. All right. So that's his powerful lightning finisher. All right. So that's the move set I have for him so far. I'm still working on a few more concepts, cooking things up. But the name of the story is called City of Rage. All right. Slightly taken from Streets of Rage, you know, but hey, jump into it with me. Let's get it. All right. Let's see. Hopefully you can hear it. Hopefully you like this idea. Leave comments down below. Share it. Let me know.
City of Rage. Story preset. In the dim alleyways of New Arcadia, Amor Cherokee found himself caught in yet another turbulent street fight, though he preferred solitude and the quiet consistency of his books. Tonight, however, destiny intervened with the electrifying jolt of his dormant powers. As unconsciousness embraced him, the world around exploded in flashes of fierce lightning, scattering foes and illuminating the hollows of the darkened city. When he awoke, disoriented yet unharmed, a mysterious old man emerged from the shadows, eyes gleaming with ancient wisdom. "Join us," he whispered, revealing a peculiar smirk. Quote. "For life, death, and glory await, young dreamer." Reluctantly, Zai followed the old man to an unassuming tavern on the fringes of the city. There, 3 figures awaited, each as reluctant a hero as he. A tall woman with flames in her eyes, a wiry man whose touch turned metal to gold, and a silent youth who moved unseen, blending with shadows. The old man, known only as the guide, explained their grim predicament, a growing threat that loomed over Arcadia, a force drawn to the imbalance of power. Zai's nightly exploits were legend to them, his alter ego a beacon of hope. If only he could awaken to it. As Zai listened, a sense of unease settled in. It was strange to be revered for feats he couldn't remember, even stranger to be trusted as a savior. Yet, amidst the conversation, a subtle bond formed. His teammates shared the burdens of unwelcome power and its relentless consequences. The fiery woman, named Celine, spoke of dreams extinguished by searing heat, while the metal bender, Morgan, lamented his touch that turned life into inanimate wealth. The shadowy youth, Alara, revealed her struggle with invisibility. Together, bound by destiny's cruelty, they set an uneasy course toward understanding their intertwined fates. Their first mission, an infiltration, called for precision and trust, qualities their new bond hoped to nurture. As they navigated the labyrinth of Arcadia's underbelly, Zai felt the weight of his waking self's inadequacy. Yet, when the nocturnal tide would inevitably pull him into unconsciousness, he sensed the potential lurking beneath his calm facade. Celine's guidance, Morgan's strategizing, and Alara's silent steps harmonized into a precarious symphony. The threat was real, a clandestine group amassing power, hungry beings. As shadows deepened and the city's pulse quickened, Zai pondered his place within this nascent fellowship, and whether his dreams could become his reality. As night fell, Zai drifted into uneasy dreams, where his latent power roared to life. In this realm, shadows danced with light, threading paths through enemies as his teammates marveled at his ethereal prowess. This time, an unsettling vision accompanied his power, a masked figure pulling strings, an orchestrator of chaos intent on unraveling Arcadia. Upon waking, Zai shared his visions with the team. Celine's eyes sparked with resolve, igniting a plan, while Morgan mapped connections and Alara slipped into dusky reconnaissance. Each step drew them closer to unmasking the malevolent puppeteer lurking in their city's heart. The city's skyline was punctuated by the silhouette of their next target, a once abandoned tower, now pulsating with ominous energy. Their approach was shrouded in stealth, Alara's skill guiding them unseen through its iron labyrinth. As they climbed, a tension thickened in the air, each knowing that Zai's impending slumber could be both their salvation and peril. The guide's cryptic counsel echoed in Zai's mind, urging trust in his sleep-born self. As he approached the brink of consciousness, Celine's warmth enveloped them, and Morgan whispered encouraging words. The masked figure's web awaited, promising answers, or devastation, just beyond their final breath.
Alright fam, that's all I have at the moment. Let me know how you like the story. Any comments, let me know down below. This is your brother Zach Bay. Like, share, subscribe. The name of the story is City of Rage. Peace.